for February 14th through the 21st, 2018. So for this week, we have a lot going on, a lot of energies out there. What I'm feeling is, as I was doing some other healings and readings, a lot of confusion coming through. So I'm feeling like the feminine is a bit confused about really what's going on, what she's feeling, what she's releasing. The new moon's coming through on the 15th, 16th. Also, at this time, we have the Chinese New Year, which is then the year of the dog. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about that when I do the new moon reading and the energy surrounding all that. But within this week, there's so much going on, and I feel like the masculine is going to be juggling a lot of karmic situations and energies and really trying to get into how he feels and what his plans are. He's still in the planning stage. And the feminine is just a little confused because we're feeling this ascension, we're moving forward, and all the healing we've been doing as well. And since I've been talking about so much healing, I thought I would add in here a little bit of fun. This is a deck that I'm working on personally. It's part of a healing of releasing the human condition on the path to unconditional love. So it has to do with a lot of the times I've been doing those past healings, but there's not really something for the present. Like what has gone on in this life, in our environment growing up so far, okay? So it has to do with limiting beliefs that have been put on us and negative societal energies and emotions coming through. And then coming through with the affirmation healings to help kind of lighten that up and just recognize what's going on. So I wanted to do that for the collective, for the masculine and for the feminine, like I usually do, but kind of throw that in there as well. Because during this month, February, of love and all of those things, it's really time to get more toward the unconditional love, right? We really start to really focus on that. So in lightening up some of this stuff in our present that has gone on within this life, it can help us just to be aware of what to work on and what to release with this new moon and open up to put in its place, because that's really big about this moon, because it's in Aquarius, gotta love it, and it's just a lighter energy. Okay, so let's start off as we do with, let's see what's energies wanted from the masculine this week, from the divine and from the feminine, and the energy wanted, desired from the feminine, for the feminine to step into and be aware of for the masculine. So how we had last week, they wanted us in our more feminine, sensual sexuality, and I think that's most important, to get more in your divine feminine, and that's what healing needs to be done. That's just too much. Wow, that's really jumping out there. So like I said, that just totally confirmed our confusion. And I just feeling there's confusion going on here about who we're really stepping into, what is this really feeling like, and it's above and beyond what we ever could have imagined, this energy coming through for us. So this is why it's important when I do this part, just like, okay, which energy are we to take on this week? Through that, you know, the ending of Valentine's Day and the new beginning and the new year, and okay, we're going to take those two. And then we'll just do this now, and then I'll go to the action cards. Okay, so for the masculine this week, we have God of Obstruction. And this is what I was really feeling, right? He's going to be going through a lot of karmic stuff and just knocking it down, recognizing what he truly desires and getting rid of any of those things that are blocking him for this, look at that yellow, divine purpose, for his divine purpose to be with the divine feminine. So yeah, so that's what's really taking away any blockages to a real divine feminine energy, that sensual, sexual energy we were putting out last week. We're still going to be in that, right, feminine? And we're going to work on that. That's part of one of the healing things that I'm doing with my deck. And so, yeah, that's where he is. That's what we're wanting. And it's a number 5, so it's a positive change. So going toward that positive change, more toward the divine purpose of unconditional love and knowing what that love is instead of the karmic stuff that's been going on, any of those blockages from the karmic energy. Really do feel like they're going to have these obstructions coming up, but they're going to recognize them more and step through them. Especially if we surround them with this unconditional love, divine purpose. And so for the feminine, this week they're asking for, wow, this is a very good balance. So it's Lilith, goddess of power, which Lilith can have a kind of a negative energy to her because she was kind of the karmic energy that got between Isis and Osiris. But this is really, we're going to get into our divine feminine, and within our power, of our true power, we're going to help release any of that negative, because of last week they were wanting us in our true divine feminine energies, and this is to help them release that karmic stuff. To be like, you know, it's almost like Eve with the apple. There's that apple and all that karmic stuff. It's like, okay, we're going to step away from that, even more so into our divine feminine energies, take on our real goddess power that we truly have, and then be more in our nurturing with Kuan Yin, and starting over within a nurturing sense for the masculine, for him to understand that. Because within our power, it's a nurturing energy, wanting to put that out there, wanting to send unconditional love, and just give them the space and love at this time, because they're going for it. They're trying to catch up, right? So they're really going for it. They're going at those obstructions, but they're not having the time really to reach out right now and communicate as much, because they're busy doing that. And that gives us the time to get truly into our real feminine power, get rid of any of this karmic energy that's been negative surrounding our masculine. That is within our power when we step more into our divine feminine energies and be more nurturing toward ourselves, as well as this new beginning toward him too. So it really is helping him release that karmic energy. And the only way we really can do that, it's not something we can do in the 3D physically, other than staying out of the situation, not creating any more karmic energy in the present. Even, you know, letting him do what he needs to do to get rid of these obstructions, to take them down and to move forward. And just sending out this nurturing, loving energy of a new beginning that he's wanting to step to within divine energies, and get rid of this Lilith type power that the karmic energies have had on him. So feminine is being really aware of that karmic energy is a Lilith type energy. It's truly the snake, right? The snake within the Garden of Eden, and that's where they are, and they're trying to get rid of those obstructions and have this positive change. And so if we sit within our nurturing abilities, recognizing this is what they're going away from, but within our nurturing comes our true power, okay? Not within this karmic power. That's what's surrounding them. We're knocking that down. Recognizing this is what the divine's wanting for us. Get into your nurturing, your unconditional loving, putting that energy out there. I know it can be difficult during this week, just coming off of Valentine's Day and having that karmic energy around, but it's so important to try not to pay attention, just to nurture him. I know this upsets us all. I feel it. I get it. Been there. Understand it. But when we truly step up out of the 3D limitations and these 3D illusions of this karmic energy that's around us, and we don't fall into it, and we keep our vibration high, a lot of us divine feminine are going to have to be in a position to keep a very high vibration in order for him to come more and more out of that karmic energy, and to recognize he's moving, he's trying, he's playing catch up, he's trying to get to us, he's always trying to get to us. Even if he's not even aware, he's always has this feeling of anxiety, and I'll talk more about this in the moon and the year of the dog, but this kind of anxiety, even though the exterior may look a certain way, there is this push, this anxiety, and this pull toward a better feminine energy, and that's what we're going to step into, the nurturing right now, just being nurturing. That's within our power, okay? Putting it out there, and within our sensuality, being in a nurturing way instead of a controlling way with it. So let's see what action is coming through for sure. That flew out for the masculine. Oh, and for the feminine. So realizing there's a lot of temptation there, a lot of temptation when it comes to divine feminine energies, but be within your nurturing, caring energy there too, to get them out of any of that karmic stuff. So within the action for the masculine for this week, we have shadow aspects. So releasing any of that negative past life stuff surrounding feminine energy, right? Having the number 5, again, positive change within the shadow aspect, the karmic aspect of the feminine energy. Recognizing more and more, moving away from it, and moving more toward this, toward the counterpart, toward the feminine, the inner child, and this is what really connects us, our inner divine. So moving more toward the inner divine, and isn't it beautiful? Because if you see in this card, you see him looking back like, okay, I'm recognizing this, while we're moving forward more and more in our divine feminine energies, okay? I apologize for the light. Let me see if I can get this to be a little bit better so it's not all on the cards, okay? So for the feminine, with the action is, yeah, selfhood. Spending some time on ourselves. you know, and reaping that abundance. Like it said last week, no, not this codependency. It's relying on ourselves for this love. So I'm saying even at this time, in this loving month, show yourself some nurturing and some love. Do it for yourself. Not expecting it so much from him because he's working on those obstructions and all that karmic energy and trying to knock it down. And so it's time for us to be within our energies and feel good about it and be within who we truly are as the feminine within this union, but also within our abundance. Sit in that because it's coming to us more and more. We are getting stronger and stronger, and this is the year, I feel it, feminine, that we're really stepping into our energies, really stepping it up, and in that divine purpose, especially if you've been watching my readings and have been taking any guidance from that. You know more and more we're stepping into that divine purpose. You're all working on it. You're all healing in it. So it's still within that. So you are within your power to be within yourself, to get out of this karmic energy. And if it starts to drag you down because of what you're feeling, just know, no, that's just a shadow aspect he's trying to get rid of the feminine energy. And we're stepping more into this energy. But it's still sensuality and sexuality, but in a better nurturing way, not in a controlling way, right? Let's see a little bit more of let's see what's grounding, the grounding factor of energies for him this week. That the divine wanting to, or us to be aware of too. Boom. And then for the feminine, what's really going to help us ground in our selfhood and our nurturing power instead of trying to be manipulative? Oh. It's pretty funny because miscommunication and joy came out, which I'm just going to go through quickly. That, yeah, if there's miscommunication, just focus on the joy. But this is more important, what's being told to me. So for the masculine, helping him ground, yeah, putting up those boundaries to the karmic energy, ending those obstructions and putting up the boundaries to them, taking down any of those things that are stopping him from being with the true feminine energy, all that karmic stuff. So totally, very nice. And for the feminine, we have communion. Yeah, so all those cards will go together, but this is the most important one. Remember who you really are. Remember what this relationship can really be like, okay? So get into your nurturing energies. Stop trying to control the situation with your feminine energies, but just let it play out. Be in the moment. Take it as it comes. Take in those synchronicities, those signs of how you're being guided, okay? And keep the healing going, which I'm going to help out just in a second for a little bit. And truly, just remember all this and be grateful for it. Once again, all that gratitude. So this is what we're going to release any of the negativity surrounding karmic energy, feminine, with this new moon, okay? The negativity surrounding feminine karmic energy. And it's really feeling for healings too for feminine right now. It's getting in a little bit deeper to release anything that's surrounding our sexuality that made us feel controlled, where we'll see it in my kind of cards here. So we're going to start off now. What limiting belief has come to the masculine that's going to, if we try to heal that for him this week from just this lifetime, and what limiting belief or behavior for the feminine. Excuse the cards, I just had to do them like this because I haven't illustrated yet. Okay, so for the limiting behavior or belief, I'm too different and weird, okay? So that is kind of true because he is different. You know, as a defined masculine, he does have different feelings. He does have more passion. And sometimes they're just trying to fit in because it's so 3D for them. So they're trying to fit in and then they feel like, well, why am I feeling this way? I feel weird when I am attracted in this way or I desire this woman. A lot of them don't even know why. They are so into it and then it scares them. And they just want to be, per se, normal. But there's no such thing, right? So for the divine masculine, in this lifetime is having an issue with being different or weird or not being accepted in that way. Okay? And that's why they've thrown up boundaries. That's why they've kind of gone into the sleeper type thing of, I'm just going to be in this karmic energy. This is what's expected. No, they can be different. It's not weird. It's not weird. It's not wrong. You are different, masculine. Okay? So we're going to work on that. And for the feminine, the limiting belief behavior, I'm not ready for I fear change. Wow. Yeah. True. I mean, if we're truly honest with ourselves, are we ready? Are we really ready to be in this relationship? Do we even know what it is like because a lot of us have been alone for so long. So are we ready? Or do we fear the change that's coming? And that's part of that confusion, right? Because we're like, we're not knowing what is going on. We know this is changing and we're kind of fearful because with this ascension, I'm feeling it's a big one with the Aquarius new moon, big one. There's gonna be some detoxing going on, so be aware of that, but you are ready, okay? And don't fear change. Change can always be good. It's moving us closer to this communion, okay? So changing from any negative energy surrounding your feminine, that even includes the karmic energy that is created on you from the masculine, or even created because watching what he's doing in the 3D, get into a more nurturing aspect of your real feminine energy, your real selfhood, your real abundance, and then just send that nurturing energy out there, because the most important thing is recognizing and remembering your communion. So change is coming. It's right here. If we release that fear, and we know we're ready, the change will come. And they not feeling so different and weird, okay? It's gonna come through. So now we're gonna do love, connection, and importance. So these are negative societal emotions placed on us based on love, connection, and importance that is wanting to be healed for the masculine to be aware of this week. These cards aren't the easiest. I'm so used to the other ones that are just not so flimsy. So here we go. Let's see a popper. Whoa. All right. Okay, we'll take these two for the masculine and for the feminine. Wow. It's so true. I've been feeling this for the feminine, that are we ready, or we're fearful on some level to change. So good. Let's work on this. So the negative societal emotions or energy surrounding the masculine, invisible. Yeah, truly invisible. That he doesn't matter, that he just has to go through with this, that he has to do with all this stuff and take care of everyone and just please them, and just like truly his divine energies just don't exist because they're just weird and different. So it becomes invisible. He's always trying to hide it, right? Put up those obstructions and force it down. So feeling invisible truly to who he really is and to who he really wants and desires. And also disapproved of. So that definitely has to go with different and weird, and it's disapproving, so they just become invisible, and who they truly are they don't put out there because they feel it's weird and uncomfortable. So when it comes to love and connection and importance, they're invisible or they're disapproved of. And we at times, feminine, we've even disapproved of them. So it's understandable that, okay, so they're feeling, when it comes to love and connection and importance, they feel invisible and disapproved of. So yeah, who they truly are and what they truly desire. And even being invisible from us, because once we don't focus on and embrace who they truly are as a divine masculine, they become invisible and they become this other person who sits in this karmic energy and doesn't work on the inner divine and just stays in that shadow aspect and doesn't put up boundaries to the karmic energy and doesn't release the boundaries to the good feminine energy, okay? So we have done this, feminine. We've all been there. We've all been upset. We've all put it out there. We all put the negativity out there, but we're stepping out of it, working more and more on it. We're ready to change it. There's no reason to fear it. It's all coming to us. So the negative societal emotions placed on us within this lifetime, alone. Wow. Yeah. When it comes to love, connection, and importance, we are just alone in a feminine energy, and no one understands, and that's it. We just feel totally alone. And we fear change because we're afraid if we change, if we do something different, we will be alone, even more alone. It keeps being alone, right? So what we've learned within this lifetime, when you start to change and you do things, you end up alone. Not within this communion, but that's not true. The more you change, the more you're in your feminine, true feminine energy, the more you nurture that, the more you're nurturing toward him, that alone will go away. He will be able to come out of being invisible and feeling disapproved of, and we will no longer have to feel alone. Beautiful. So this one has to do with your safety and sacral energy. So it's the sacral, divine, masculine energy. What is the negative societal energy surrounding that, or emotion surrounding that, to be healed with our Ascension affirmation? Let's take them all. All right. And for the feminine, whoa. Try again. I may actually make this a different video. And then do the weekly in a different video. Okay. So for the masculine, when it comes to the safety of his divine masculine energies, he's okay, feeling underprotected. Like he's not protected from being different and weird and judged and disapproved of. So he's feeling underprotected. He's feeling unsafe. Understandable. He's not safe within those energies he's feeling. Okay. Because of the disapproval and feeling different, he's feeling trapped within that karmic stuff, within that negative societal belief system of what he has to do, giving him that limited belief that he's different and weird. And then vulnerable. He's very vulnerable when he's in his divine energies. So it upsets him very much so. So yeah, all these are needing to be healed when it comes to his divine masculine energies. Because it is true, once they take off that hard shell and those boundaries and obstructions, and there's that karmic energy, well then there's us. And they've never loved something more in their life. They've never wanted something more in their life. And it makes them very vulnerable, they feel, because that's what society tells you. If you open up to someone, if you show them love, if you show them who you really are, that makes you very vulnerable. So shut down. Keep yourself trapped because you feel unsafe and unprotected when he's in his full-out divine energy. So this is what we're wanting to heal too. And for the feminine, so within our divine energies, our sacral chakra and safety, we are scared. So there's that fear again. So the more change, the more ascension confusing us, we get scared. We're taught to be scared within our feminine energies, that we will be approached by things that we do not desire, but that is not true. Stepping into it more and more becomes more and more you, more what you truly desire, and anything that's not good for you going away. And terrified. Wow. So we really have been terrified when it comes to feminine energies. And if you think of it, we are. When it's sensuality and sexuality, we are put down, saying, don't put that out there. You are asking for it. You will be attacked. You will know. Get into your feminine energies and you are fully protected, because only the good things and the things you desire will come to you. Instead of what society dictates, and this is a negative societal emotion, energy, to fear your feminine ability. The divine feminine is the most powerful energy there is, the most protected, the most powerful. Okay? Think of Mother Mary, right? Think of that power we have. The power that Eve had before all of the karmic stuff went on, okay? So we do have power. There's no need to be scared and terrified surrounding that. So this is what we're going to heal. Him feeling, vulnerable, trapped within this karmic energy, not being able to get within his real energies because society tells him how to be and how to run around and just be in these non-connected relationships. He's feeling unsafe and underprotected when it comes to that, because you're not safe as a man to be vulnerable, right? To show what you really want and what you truly desire. And being different and weird, being disapproved of because he's different, and feeling invisible in who he truly is when it comes to love, because he can't truly show it. And so with the feminine, you're not ready for the change, because change isn't good. We got to stay within our routine and stay who we are, and stay in this stay in a feminine energy that the society puts us in, and fear the change, because we'll be alone. We won't be able to get along with anyone else, and no one will understand our energies. We'll be scared and terrified that we're alone and no one understands us. So let's go on to the Ascension Healing Affirmations for the masculine. Whoop. I'm feeling two here. There you go. So were they, obviously. And then for the feminine. Okay, so for the Ascension Healing Affirmation, and then with my healing with this, it's going to be a lot more in-depth than just this, but this is just a quick thing to help out for the collective. I am more than good enough. Beautiful. I am more than good enough in my divine masculine energy. I am more than good enough and protected in divine masculine energy. I am different and good enough, because then different is good, okay? I am abundant within love, okay? So these are the affirmations to put out there for your masculine this week, to focus on for him. Someone even asked me, is there a prayer you can do? Well, this is kind of a thing. You can do these affirmations to try to help heal these things of him feeling different, disapproved of, invisible, vulnerable, all those things. He's more than good enough within his masculine energies, and he is abundant within love within those masculine energies. Okay, for the feminine, we have being ready for that change, no longer fearing it, knowing you are not alone within your energies. There's no need to be terrified or scared because society has taught us within our sexual, sensual energies that it's wrong and we attract the wrong things for us. And this is just being, let's nurture it more, get out of that karmic energy that they surround us with when it comes to that. And I am able to see the love in everything and everyone around me. And that is a true divine, feminine, unconditionally loving energy. So instead of being in fear and feeling alone, terrified and scared, instead I am able to see the love in everything and everyone around me. And that's what you will attract more and more. No longer being alone or fearful. This is totally divine, feminine energies. And that's what this affirmation will help heal. So for the masculine, feminine, if you want to do that this week for them, say, I am more than good enough. I am abundant within love, because they are very upset about love. There's not this understanding truly about love because it's been very karmic to them. It's different and weird what they truly desire because they're so used to the karmic stuff. And they feel they'll be disapproved of if they move out of that karmic stuff and be totally invisible. Like they're totally invisible when it comes to love because it's not truly what they're desiring, what they're in. So I am more than good enough. I am abundant within love. And see, this is also about the disapproving too. They don't ever really feel good enough to step with the feminine energy, that he can't provide, he can't do. Well, this is so important, especially within this month of love. And so for the feminine, ready for change, no longer fearing it because you're stepping into your divine feminine energy, getting rid of any fear, terrified, any of that that's been put on us by society during this lifetime, and I am able to see love in everything and everyone around me. That is absolutely unconditional, loving thing for the feminine energy. Okay, so focus on those this week with the new moon. These are good affirmations to heal what's going on here. All right, now, so we're going to move this on up to be over this reading, to be aware of these energies still there. And so it's been given to me that the reason why I was wanting to do that healing as well, in a way, is because of our limiting beliefs. And that is given to us from society a lot of the time, and it can stop us from having that miracle happen or having the relationship we truly desire, recognizing the divine relationship. And that's kind of what I always talk about, having trust and faith, but do we believe? That was one of my blockages in this past week. Like, do I believe this can actually happen? And I do feel that because of what's been put on us by society, and that's why I'm wanting to come up with that healing, and I am so, on my own, in my own way, as they all are, but those are my cards, that can we believe it? Or is there that block from our 3D, from the limiting belief that comes from our society? So that's why I was wanting to do that, to help us this week, to have that, yes, we can believe this can happen, this miracle, this beautiful union can come together, okay? So as long as we recognize the true feminine energy to be within, and the masculine, you know, also even with the card that came up here about being different and weird, it was a yellow card, and I didn't even, you know, I just randomly had done these cards, a yellow card, and here's this yellow within his divine purpose. He's different and weird. And, you know, the feminine feels the same way at times. So it's so important to step into who we truly are and just be like, listen, there's no such thing as normal. And who wants to be normal when you're this divine, beautiful energy here to have a divine purpose, right? So let's see what's going on for the masculine this week. Whoa. Okay, we're just going to do like this. This is what they're guiding me to do. Here and there. Okay. So it's working on the belief. Do we truly believe it can happen? And I think that's really where the feminine is, and this is why we're feeling that confusion. Do we believe that that masculine can step up and be that divine energy from what we see all the time? Can we have a different relationship than we've had in the past? Can this really happen? And it's having to believe in miracles, and that is not something that is really given to us by society and when we grow up. Because even with our parents, they're much of our ego, right? A child starts out just doing what they want to do, and then the parent kind of says, if you do that, that's going to happen, and what are you doing? You're limiting their belief in anything is possible. I can be the one that doesn't happen to, or, you know, that's why I wanted to come through. All these are flying out with that type of healing for us in the present. And it should be on my website soon. It'll be a lot more extensive, but as I've gone through the whole protocol for healing for within the twin flame union, you know, the ancestors, all the past life, the ancestors, the DNA, the soul, all these things, and then forgiveness, finally having that release, and it's best to do it around the moon for that new beginning, but then actually releasing, what do we do to release the now? You know, what has happened in this lifetime to each of us. And that's also a part of the soul too, because each one with the soul is how it's been affected along each lifetime along the way, and trying to reintegrate, reunify, even within union soul. Okay, so here we go. For the masculine, the basis of the relationship with love this week, we have, woo, the star. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. And this is very fitting because this is Aquarius. And his wishes come true. So with this new moon in Aquarius, they're all actually going to become in more of the emotional happiness, making optimistic long-term plans. Like I said, they are trying to plan their next step by far. Okay? So we might not be seeing all of that. They're still within that, the behaviors, and seeing the obstructions. They're going to knock down those obstacles, as we saw. They're going to be knocking down those obstacles toward the what? Divine purpose, toward the divine feminine, having some of their wishes come true. And they're on the right path. So knowing they're doing that catch up, they're on the path. Within this love, within this relationship, they're on the right path. And Arcana, so it's definitely happening and surrounding them. So within love and within relationship, they're on the right path. They're taking the journey, they're taking that step. They're getting to, you know, taking down any of those boundaries toward real feminine energy, what they truly desire, getting rid of the shadow aspects of that, changing it for the positive. Because then the feminine, that's what she was supposed to be doing last week, getting into that inner child, once again, that inner divine. So they're on the right path this week. Beautiful. Oh, wow. For the feminine, we have the Lovers. True love that is long-lasting. Choices made from the heart. A return to good health. So, yes, there's your miracle. There's your belief, okay? Everyone, believe. If you believe, you can receive, okay? You know what you desire. You know you are deserving. You believe, have faith, and trust, and receive, okay? So here it is. With this week, surrounding all that love, we have the feminine with the Lovers. So staying in that unconditional love, getting into that nurturing energy, none of this karmic stuff sticking to us and being upset over sensuality, sexuality, but even about any karmic energy within feminine, within his life. Stay within your energy. Stay within the love, the truth, the true love, the happy times, the positive, optimistic, long-term plans. This is gorgeous. So great week. I was feeling that energy, and then, you know what, when the confusion comes, they're saying focus on the love, focus on the unconditional love and being nurturing toward yourself, toward your counterparts, but also being loving toward you, you know? It's the 14th, starts out this week. It's ended up the last readings week, but, you know, be loving to you. If you don't have that Valentine from him, do for you, and putting it out there. So for the past energies to be aware of this week, for the masculine is Knight of Earth. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. And so that's what I said he's doing. He's trying to be that dedicated, loyal, and kind in buckling down to try to get these things done. So if we're not getting any information, and it doesn't look like he's really doing much, he is. He's really working on it. He's trying to play that catch up. So from the past, he's still within this buckling down, within the 3D, trying to move forward, being guided by angel, no, but being guided by guardian angels, by those that are around him, supporting him, and honoring the commitment. And that commitment is that communion over here, recognizing it. This is what the feminine's grounding in, right? Knowing, remember this, remember the Lovers, remember this, release the karmic stuff, get within yourself, within that abundance, and know that he is working on it. He's knocking down he's taking down those obstructions and boundaries and getting rid of those shadow aspects of feminine energy that are around him. And so for the past, for the feminine is 10 of Spring. Ask for help from others, all work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities. And it is. You were taking on a lot, okay, but it's time to release all of that and to get help from others. which has been in the past, right? We're getting the healings, we're getting that help, we're going outside of our comfort zone in a way and talking within groups and getting information and sharing with one another is very important because you can't really take it all on. And even if you're watching these, that's what helps you. It helps guide you. This is the information they're wanting you to have. So it's getting help from the divine, channeling through me, and then, you know, being a little bit more playful with it all, with the healings and having fun with it and feeling it and enjoying it, okay? And there's a lot of responsibility on us. We know that when it comes to the passion within our feminine energy, but we got this, okay? We have this. We're going to be more nurturing about it, though. Less anger, hostility, fear. Yeah, less fear about the change that we're going through. It's major. This ascension is going to be one we've never felt like before. So hold on tight, because here it comes. It's happening. It's this new moon. It's the only moon in February, and it's around love. It's around the, you know, Valentine's Day. It's around major love and opening up and the vulnerability that's going to come through with the masculine. So within the present energies for the masculine to be aware of is 5 of Earth. Fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. So he's a little bit fearful about being on his own and making these decisions, but it's going to be a positive change within the 3D because it's going to help them release that with this new beginning. So really in the present, he has these fears, right? And but he's been working, but the wishes are going to come true. There's going to be that click. As soon as we ascend, we're getting out of our confusion and we ascend and go, wow, we are on such a bigger level, then they can move up really quickly behind us. So there is going to be that positive change, but there can be some fear. And why? Because we were having that fear, right? We're having that fear for the change. So now they're in the present doing that, but we're healing that, right, feminine? So they can have the wisdom to accept help from others now too. And that is even our energy, because we will be sending that nurturing energy and reminding ourselves of the lovers, the communion, okay? And get help. If you're upset, get help for all of it. Get help for healing it all. Releasing it, because it's a lot of past life stuff. If we are not together, if we are not communicating as much, you know, or communication, like that miscommunication last week. If miscommunication is going on, there's something more to be healed within us, feminine. And I know we feel like, oh my gosh, we're always having to do it. But guess what? When we do it, it releases them too. So it's for our best interest, right? It's what we're truly desiring here. So go for it, all right? So within the present, for the feminine, 9 of spring, protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead, environmental conservation. So it really is like conserving everything that we've done, all the healing that's been going on. And then here comes the ascension. Right now, it's like, okay, boom, okay? So it's holding on to all of what we've done because this major ascension is coming. And there's all like the daffodils as well, is because the past is going away. It's like when the mourning period, and the change is coming. So no more fear, but here it is. Protect who truly you are and what you've healed, even though we're releasing that fear. Realize that, number 9, we're letting go of any of those things. And there'll be challenges, but it's not a challenge. Recognize it's not a challenge. It's part of our ascension. And if we're open enough and we get the messages and we allow for them to guide us, we can end anything from the past, kiss it goodbye, right? Mourn it in a quick way so we can move forward. So let's see what the near future is giving us. Okay, so the future energies for the masculine for this week to be aware of: stepping into 2 of earth. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. So they're having to get more playful as they move forward. And there's so much going on around them karmically, as we know. But it's the 2 as well. So coming together and knowing, okay, there's just too much stuff around me and I'm only really desiring the one true feminine energy. So I need to make that decision. What is that? I need to make the decision to move toward it, to move toward her and the purpose. And be a little more lighthearted about it because it's been a little tough on them. As you see, all this, the shadow aspect, all those things, been a little tough on them, but now they're ready to say, you know what, all that junk is just too much. I'm stepping away from it. I'm making the decision to move on in the 3D toward the 2, correct the union. So better energies, like I said, working on it and having these wishes really within this relationship, within this love, to have happy times and making positive plans together and being on the right path with one another. But he definitely is, and we're on the right path if we focus on the lovers, our communion, our true feminine divine nurturing energy. So for the feminine in the future to be aware of, ooh, the moon. Powerful intuitive epiphanies. I'm telling you, this is our ascension time. Letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. And during the moon cycles, okay, is when truth comes through. So it's a number 9, releasing any of that fear around our change, around our ascension, any of that confusion, getting a more clear idea of what we're stepping into and having these powerful intuitive epiphanies, because we're going to be open to those signs, right? We're opening up ourselves to that signs and the synchronicity so he can now move forward toward in a more playful way, which is very nice. Very nice, because sometimes we get those messages that aren't so nice. And then him making that decision, that true decision for the 2. Okay, so the future energies to be aware for the masculine 5. Oh, no. What might be holding the masculine back in the 3D is unity. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So it's like that whole weird thing. If I'm different, I'm weird, all that. So it's not, it's sticking a little bit toward the traditional viewpoint instead of going more toward the spiritual. But as we know, this is change. This is positive change. So he's stepping up out of the traditional viewpoints, but that's what's holding him back, what's been holding him back. A traditional viewpoint of what a relationship is instead of recognizing a divine one, and it's weird and it makes him vulnerable and all these things is what he's taught by society. So, and then now it's going to be seeking out like-minded friends, but I always say like-spirited. So really seeking out the fact that he won't be alone. Like we're afraid of being alone when we step into our energies. Seeking out the fact that there's other people around. Not recognizing or seeing those people, but they're going to be coming to him. Because this is a positive, this is what we're going to focus on for that positive change within that. And this is what it's talking about. Like getting up out of those traditional viewpoints, that's where they've been stuck in the 3D. Okay? And they've not been in the more spiritual aspect of a relationship, and they're not seeking out that. But this is positive change, number 5, okay? So the holding the feminine back in the 3D is 4 of autumn. Manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Okay, so that's definitely recognizing that the number 4 can be a foundation. So if we step forward in this wonderful foundation, knowing that we are being supported, whatever we desire to do, we can go do, and we will be supported financially. It'll all come through. And manage those resources wisely, because a lot of times people say, I don't have, the feminine might say, I don't have something for that. Well, then manage your resources wisely. Pick and choose what you desire to do to get healing or to get health, okay? And then spend it in order to receive it. So it's like giving. And when you give, you hope, like empty out a space to receive. Okay? So if we just sit on something, no more can come to us. So there has to be a flow, an energy flow. Money is an energy, feminine. So putting it out there and being open to receive that energy in return. And helping out those less fortunate is always going through our healings, helping others and guiding others and moving more toward that unconditional love, not shutting down. And some of us have been shut down and not wanting to do all that because of that fear, the limiting belief, right? That if you put your feminine energy out there, you have to be terrified and scared that it'll be taken from you and all these things. No. You're in your feminine energy. Look at your beauty. Okay? And then you create this foundation instead of encaging yourself because you're fear of being in your sensuality, sexuality, and creating what you truly desire and want to manifest. That's what's holding us back, as you saw with the limiting behaviors and yeah. Okay? So it's all about your sensuality, sexuality, getting more and fixing that sacral chakra area of your femininity and divine feminine energy, nurturing that more. That's what they're saying through here. And many of us have been a little upset about all that. Well, 5 and the 4 coming together is an end to all this stuff and more toward a positive change, as it said. So positive action for the masculine is 3 of water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. So manifesting more within their emotions, being more within their emotions, being able to manifest that celebration. And then graduation is ascension, right? And birth announcement also has to do with becoming more of his divine masculine, birthing that even more so, because we did help with that a little bit, right? So keep with that affirmation, trying to help him out with that so he can manifest more from his emotion. That's the positive action, what he truly desires, not these boundaries that have been put up, not the shadow aspects he's only known of the feminine, but knowing the inner divine, looking at the inner divine. while we're busy off healing and doing what we got to do. And so positive action for the feminine this week, strength. Yes. The grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are. And I was saying this, wasn't I? To be like, we're the ones who are going to really have to be in our strength, in our divine feminine strength, full out, in a nurturing way, in order to deal with all this karmic stuff around us as well. Okay? We're going to have to deal with the family, deal with anyone who has a family and is going to be stepping out of that family to be with us. We're going to have to deal with all these. So we have to be totally vibrating in our divine feminine energy strength. Knowing there is strength apart, there's strength within your selfhood, there's strength coming together. But we're having to have that beautiful energy, and we are. And being able to forgive any of that soulmate karmic energy around and release them from it. That's the positive action. If you want your masculine to walk away from any of this karmic energy, it's for us as well to forgive it, release it, and it will help him too. It takes down those boundaries and those obstacles. Some of the obstacles is our anger surrounding what went on. Releasing that with this new moon, new way of being within your feminine strength. Focusing on the lovers, the communion, the moon, the real truth that's coming through at this time. So to help move forward for the masculine, Ace of Fire. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Starting over within his passion. And you see the moon over here? So starting over within the passion and having that flame there. So that's what's helping him move forward. You know, being excited about the new opportunities, the new energies, having a new passion for life and relationship. And for feminine energies. And for the feminine to move forward is 10 of Autumn. Take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. So just starting over with that one, but it's like to ensure financial security, you know, making wise investments, investing in you, feminine, investing in your health, investing in the health of everyone around you, truly, because every healing that you do, especially with me, you're healing your family, you're healing your ancestors, you're healing everything around you. So it just gets better and better, and everyone starts to move, everyone starts to shift, and they all get on your path. And they're all players within this journey, and they all help you out. So investing wisely in figuring out what's my next move to help everyone, and in helping everyone you receive in return. Tenfold, tenfold. Putting something out there, tenfold. And then you have 11 together. So we invest wisely, knowing we're investing wisely within the masculine, even doing healings for him as well. That's a wise investment. Honoring family traditions in the way of being that nurturing, loving, giving feminine, and making the masculine feel more secure in that energy instead of they being judged, right? Yeah, and put down. Please try to stay within a positive energy. I do know, believe me, I do know it's not easy when you're watching this 3D and you're seeing these and you're feeling these things and the things that have gone on in the past. That's why we try to release all that too. The things that have gone on in the past, even between the two of you within a relationship, if you have, even from past lives that you're not even really aware of, that's blocking, that's an obstacle. He's getting rid of them, but we're having to help him by allowing it and believing he can do it, and have trust and faith that he will do it. Okay, so divine energy surrounding the masculine this week is missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. 4 of Water. So instead of having any negativity, they're like, here's your opportunity. Here's the feminine here. See her. Here, open your eyes to the possibilities of what's going to make her happy. What's going to bring her closer. What's going to make you feel more that you are capable in love. And you are good enough, masculine. So, number 4, instead of being in this cage, it's making that foundation, the divine is surrounding them with, to open their eyes, to show them the possibilities, that they're surrounded by it. Don't be complacent, masculine. Recognize the possibilities that they have there for you and move forward in them within celebration, because you're going to be having more fun and more in your emotion, right? So for the feminine, beautiful, 10 of Winter, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. And we've gotten this before, it's also even from the masculine, not being so, dependent on him and releasing him of any energy that you have seen in the past, so he can come and believe that he will be that divine masculine energy. He will follow through with all the things he is on this path to do. All his wishes can come true, and he can continue on the path toward us. So we're stepping away. We're going toward our ascension. That's what they're showing us. We're getting out of this cold energy of feeling alone, right? That's where we're healing too. And we're moving forward. And we see love of everything and everyone around us, so we can move forward. That's part of our major ascension, coming more into that unconditional love. We're on that path. We are transcending the human experience toward that. Maybe that's our major ascension. That we're getting more out of that human experience, more out of that 3D, and more toward that unconditional loving path of our divine purpose. All right, so the outcome energies for the masculine is King of Earth, a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered, the Midas touch. Yay, so he's becoming the king himself within the 3D. He's got the Midas touch. Everything he's going toward that he's been planning, that he's been wanting to do is going to come through. It's a successful time because feminine, ding, 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 we're doing it. We're moving forward, we're ascending. He's going to see the possibility he can come up behind us and he can fast track. And for us, the outcome energies for this week to be aware of, to step into, is unity. See, we're getting the unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you or spiritually minded community. So within our unity, what might be holding them back is we stepping into our outcome energies will then help them step into theirs. Okay? So we're doing the right thing for the right reason. We're staying within the lover's vibration. We're recognizing the communion. We're being in that nurturing feminine energy, being on our own within the feminine energies. We're doing this all for the right reason. We're making this positive change. Our ascension is happening for the right reason, so we can get more in our spiritual mind and recognizing the approaches that work for us. And that is within our healing. Okay? What approaches work for you more and more? Because it really is. This whole journey is about taking those pieces and putting them back together for unity, for the union. All right, so this week for the 3D, I'm just going to pull one for the masculine. Whoa, or maybe not. He's getting 4 for the masculine and 1 for the feminine, whatever she may get. Or we may get. Okay, there. To be aware of. Let's see, do I want to put them anywhere specific? I want to do holding back and basis. And for the feminine, actually right here for the future energies. So, this is all for the masculine. So, basis of a relationship with love. We're having this star down here, and for the 3D, we have this reflection. So it's kind of sitting there still and calm within their dreams, and then bam, lightning power, putting him into action, having this tumultuous kind of emotion going on. So it's been sitting there, it's kind of like, okay, what do I desire? And then it's coming through, having that power to say, bam, I'm picking the emotion, I'm picking what I truly desire and let it all flow. So that's wonderful for the masculine within love. And then let's do what might be holding him back in the 3D. In the 3D is ancient wisdom, healing. Yeah, healings. And so that's what I said before, even if feminine, you're investing wisely if you're getting help for the masculine too. But it's also helping yourself helps them. So ancient, healing, wisdom. The wisdom is the masculine. They give us those messages and synergy. So what's holding back is like actually giving those messages. We're needing to heal and open up so they can give us better messages. More messages coming to us. Yeah. And that's why there's not this, you know, they're trying to get out of that traditional viewpoint and feel the spirituality, but there's needing to be a little more healing going on for the feminine. Definitely using those resources wisely so there can be a synergy coming together for this unity, for these messages. And for the feminine, within the 3D, within the future energies, is shape-shifting. So we're shifting more so in the 3D within our feminine, that ascension, for blessings. And see, we're having this, and then look how really sacral chakra. We're shape-shifting, we're working on that, we're healing that, we're ascending more in the feminine energies in the 3D. That's why we're going to feel like confused and odd and weird. It's going to be, but the blessings are coming through. Okay? The blessings are definitely coming through with this moon. Definitely getting our messages, getting the truth, and having blessings come through because we're open for them, because we also kind of healed, released any of that fear of the change, of the shifting for these blessings. So with love, for the masculine, for the feminine to focus on. And what might be holding the two back this week. So for the masculine, we have let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. That's very important. So, yeah, there's real need for the masculine in the 3D to have control, but he's going to just try to let it go and let it glide and just go through. He's been buckled down here to get things done, honoring the commitments, and then letting go of the control, trying to control the outcome of what this feminine energy is like, what they desire, you know, because of that vulnerability, that fear of that vulnerability, because they fear if they give up any of that control, they'll be too vulnerable. So it's important for them to let go of the control issues surrounding feminine energy too. And for the feminine, we have, you deserve love. You're lovable. Yes, you deserve this love. Believe it can come to you. Believe it can be the most beautiful thing you've ever desired. Believe, have faith and trust, and know that through this shape-shifting, through this ascension, your blessings are coming, and you're deserving of this love. That's why it's coming to you. And we can shoot this arrow at him. He will give up the control to protect himself, those boundaries, and get really to him within the heart. What's holding us back this week? Staying optimistic about our love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So stay optimistic. It's what they're telling you. Please stay optimistic. I know it's not easy all the time. And then if we get into it, just cancel, clear, delete, and start over. Okay? But staying optimistic is something that might be holding us back for this healing and this synergy and the union coming together. All right, so what guidance from the angels for the masculine and guidance for the feminine? So for the masculine, focus on, have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. So he is good enough. Helping him with this confidence when it comes to us as a divine feminine, getting into his energies, not feeling weird or odd, right? Letting go of any of the control issues, and those sorts of control issues stop him from having confidence, kind of like a control, like I'm not good enough, or I'm not, well, that's what we wanted in that affirmation, that he is good enough. And then there's Cupid. We send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. So really deciding on the true love that he desires, opening up to that, opening up to those true feminine energies, having confidence that his love is being placed in the right place instead of all the negativity and karma things that have gone on in the past. And for the feminine, we have innocence. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, and no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feeling of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. Yeah, and this is surrounding the masculine, all the karmic energy, everything that's gone on. Knowing we're ascending, we deserve this love, stay optimistic, see the innocence. Everyone is guiltless in truth. The truth is, this is the relationship. This is what's going on. What's going on around us is created to push our buttons, to see our character, our worth, and are we going to stay on this path. And it's showing. He's staying on the path. He's sitting within there, figuring it all out, and now his emotions are going to move because he's going to strike. And we're sitting in the lovers and the communion here. Right. So we have the message from the masculine to the feminine this week. And as you know, there's a yes card. So think of your question. Whoop. Okay. And for the feminine to the masculine. Wow. That really flew out. Okay, anything else? Yes, there is. Okay. So, from the masculine. Okay. He's saying, practice. The best way to be good at a skill is to practice, practice, practice until you get it right. So it's really practicing unconditional love. So we can tame him. no matter what's going on. And that's why we are really pushed, our buttons are pushed all the time. Are we just going to automatically go forget you and get all angry like we have in the past? Or are we going to practice compassion and love and nurturing and unconditional love within our true divine feminine energies? It's also practicing within our divine energies, within our sensual, sexual energies to manifest. Then we can manifest the true masculine we desire. And then forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame. And I was saying that. Try to forgive. It's the biggest thing to do with unconditional love, having forgiveness and compassion. So no blame. Everyone's guiltless, right? And one step at a time. Lots of little steps make big dreams come true. So they're taking the steps. They're taking one step at a time. Even though we want to take it 10 steps forward. They're taking the steps. They're letting us know they're taking the steps. It's one step at a time. One thing they're thinking of and planning and trying to get to us. One step at a time. And the more we forgive for what we've seen and what has gone on, the more they can take the next step. And we're having to practice this forgiveness so they can take these steps coming back to us and toward us. So from the feminine to the masculine. Oh, wow. Yeah. Simplify your life. Ain't it the truth? Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. So simplify your life by releasing these karmic things, okay, to the moon. And then self-employment. So like simplifying by releasing the karmic stuff, step within yourself. You're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So within his divine masculine energies that he's somewhat fearful and vulnerable and all of those things, there's magical opportunities, we're telling him. Magical opportunities to move forward toward us. And then father healing. Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. So this is ancestral stuff. So come through this reading, there's some ancestral stuff that's needing to be done for the masculine to break the cycle. So he can be in better emotion and be in control in that way, in his way. Let go of control and let it unfold. And that form of control is a lot of the time from the environment, from the social norms and things like that, definitely. So the father healing within this lifetime with what was put upon them with relationship, but also within ancestral line, okay? Giving him to heaven, giving him up, and giving him. So if anyone wants to help out their masculine, it may be a ancestral type healing or any past life within the ancestral, and then sets your sights higher. So it's releasing any of that stuff so they can ascend as well. Increase your standards and expect more for yourself. Don't settle. So it's like don't settle within these ancestral energies of within societal norms of what have gone on. That's why we're having to heal that. Don't settle within that. Set your sights higher. Set your sights higher on this beautiful love. And then there's the Merkaba there, and that's what I use for the DNA. So it's all stuck in the ancestral stuff. Like we saw last week, it was major cards. But it's saying for them, this week, definitely working on that, this healing, so the synergy can come together, so the messages can flow and become more spiritual and less in the 3D, you know, societal, this life ideas of what a relationship is. Okay, let's do a positive crystal. Let's do for both. I'm just feeling that there's more of like this synergy coming through. So for both, the masculine and feminine energies to focus on. Ha! One of my favorite. I am wearing it right now. It's also within my ring here, my new ring. It is rhodochrosite, and it's in my bracelet too. Come on, rhodochrosite. Here we go. And it is acceptance. So this is like acceptance of our change, our ascension, acceptance of love, true love, and it has to do with the heart. So acceptance of this true loving energy within the heart. The medicine rhodochrosite teaches us to accept all aspects of yourself and to learn to embrace yourself in all your totality, to love yourself deeply right here and now for all your traits, negative and positive. Rhodochrosite is of the same family as malachite, but is pink in color. Malachite is a powerful healing crystal on all levels, and so is its sister rhodochrosite. It holds the healing energy of compassion, as I said, and if it says forgiveness, then okay, so compassion of the pink ray, and offers this medicine to all who cross its path. Powerful crystal for self-healing and acceptance. Brings in the energy of unconditional love to assist in balancing, soothing, and healing the emotions. So both sides need this unconditional love, right? Enhances self-love and compassion. Supports those who are emotionally overwhelmed. Assists you to surrender and let go of the control, right? Assists you to become more self-aware. And him being more aware of his divine energies and not being feeling so vulnerable around it is just healing through it. Healing his emotions, healing all those negative emotions from the past and from the karmic energy. This is a beautiful one for rhodochrosite. For both, really focus on this. We'll do one for the new moon, but even with the new moon, that's a major one. Acceptance of the truth, acceptance of the real relationship you desire, and believe you can have it. So let's go to the masculine energies we had this week, and then the feminine energies. Okay, so for the masculine energy, we have Achilles, confidence, right? There's that confidence again, have confidence. So Achilles having that confidence that he can move forward, that he can battle through all this. And then we have Ganesh for the obstacles, once again. So he's able to get rid of those obstacles, the obstructions, the boundaries. He's able to cut through those this week. That's the major masculine energy here, having the confidence to do that. And for the feminine energy to take hold of and be aware of is Oya, power. And what power do we want to step into? Our nurturing power, our sensual, sexual nurturing power, nurturing ourselves, putting unconditional love out there to our masculine in a nurturing way, not a controlling way, right? Not in any karmic way. We're stepping into our true divine masculine power within our divine purpose. Absolutely beautiful this week. Okay, so really good, really strong, a lot of messages, a little bit of healing in there too. So thank you once again, as always, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and especially donating. It keeps me going, okay? Very, very generous. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all my clients, all the healings we're going through, and all the things that I could possibly put out there to help any one of you. Please reach out for any of this because it's really working. It's really helping things move forward, especially this major ascension that's going to be happening. You know, comment below on how you're feeling or what's going on, okay? All right. Okay, there was something else I wanted you to all comment on, and it just flew out of my head, so maybe in the next one. So, until you see me again, which is in the new moon reading, you take care and share the love.